Rosters. We've all seen rosters, whether it be in sports like soccer, basketball, or baseball, to many rosters in video games like fighting, racing, FPS, or simply just choosing a character. There are so many rosters with many different characters, or hell, many real people. But none as popular as Super Smash Bros. I'm just kidding, it's Mario Kart. Mario Kart is one of the highest grossing games of all time. It's hard to find someone who hasn't played or at least seen Mario Kart. It was even referenced in Across the Spider-Verse and then it got sadly removed. It also had a scene in the Mario movie, which is one of the highest grossing animated films and film in general of all time. But one of the most integral parts of Mario Kart is the characters. There are some characters that are better than others, whether it be in terms of stats or how cool they are. Aside from game mode, class, and cup, the characters are one of the most important choices in life, along with having a child or what college you go to. But there are many different Mario Karts from many different eras of Nintendo, so which is the best? In my opinion, yeah, this will be slightly subjective, slightly objective, so if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You are free to have your own opinions. A little criteria is bigger is not always better, clones kinda suck, and overall I think some characters are lamer or not necessary. Also, I am not doing Tour because that will obviously be the best roster, but it has like a lot of clones, so yes but no. Okay, so without further ado, what are my rankings starting from worst to best? Released on the Game Boy Advance in 2001, this game's roster is really nothing special. It came out after Mario Kart 64 and it uses the same roster, which by itself is really nothing special. I'll talk about it when I get there. One neat thing, however, is the question mark, which will give you a random character, which I guess that's pretty unique, but still kinda lame. Overall, this game is kinda plain and the only cool thing about it is its track, so moving on to... This was the first Mario Kart released in 1992, and it is definitely the first Mario Kart. It controls awful, and the CPU characters use rubber banding. Some CPUs even have exclusive items that only they can use. If you play a character that has a unique item, you won't get that item, only CPUs. That is legit one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in a game. This is probably the hardest Mario Kart along with Mario Kart Wii. Oh yeah, the roster is pretty standard. It has a lot of mainstays like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Koopa Troopa, Yoshi, Bowser, and Donkey Kong Jr.? Yeah, Donkey Kong Jr. is here, which makes it better than Super Circuit. Okay, so this is where Mario Kart gets good. In 1996, Mario Kart 64 was released on, can you guess it? The Nintendo 64, and it became one of the best Nintendo 64 games. A must-have, if you will. Also, the game is actually fun. For once, this is a game I actually enjoy playing. The roster also set the standard for Mario Kart games to come, with each character in this game being playable in every game, which is pretty special. The new characters are Donkey Kong, not Jr., and they replace Koopa Troopa with Wario. In all seriousness, Wario is pretty cool, and it makes sense. Now, it may seem like I'm meat riding 64, but it's all the way down here, so what makes it bad? It's because, yeah, these characters are mainstays. In each Mario Kart after this game, these same characters appear, so that doesn't really make this game's roster special, but overall not bad. Okay, so this is where things get interesting. Released in 2011 on the Nintendo 3DS, Mario Kart 7 is something. It introduced customizing your kart and being able to glide or drive underwater. So with that, some interesting characters were added. 5 characters were added. Metal Mario, which despite the fact that I hate clones, I kinda like Metal. Shy Guy, which is nice. Lakitu, which I ain't against, but I ain't for it. Wiggler, which I can recall many people hating, alongside with... oh... Honey Queen from Super Mario Galaxy. I don't like Honey Queen. There could have been Waluigi, Diddy Kong, Birdo, Bowser Jr., so many better characters, but a fucking side quest at the start of the game? This roster ain't bad. Metal, Shy Guy, and Wiggler are pretty cool, but Lakitu and especially Honey Queen kind of bring this down. Also, Wario is unlockable, which is kind of weird. I didn't say there couldn't be arcade Mario Karts. Okay, but not this one, though. Released in 2005, this roster is pretty basic, except for the fact that Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, and Blinky are racers, which would mean Pac-Man is the first crossover character. for that, this roster is pretty cool, and that's it. Yeah. Notice how this is Mario Kart 8 and not Deluxe. Released in 2014 on my favorite little failure, the Wii U, this game introduced anti-gravity and brought back the kart customization from 7. A little controversial, but 8's roster is kinda ass. Regular 8's roster is horrible, the new characters are Baby Rosalina, Pink Gold Peach, and all the Koopalings, taking up the whole space, which, be honest, who cared? The rest is just your average Mario Kart roster, though the DLC helped a bit. The DLC added new cuffs, new customization options for Yoshi and Shy Guy, but most importantly, new characters. We got Tanuki Mario and Cat Peach. Wow. Dry Bowser was brought back, but the coolest characters are the crossovers. They added Link from The Legend of Zelda and Villager and Isabelle from Animal Crossing. I'll admit, that's pretty cool, and the DLC carries, but aside from that, Mario Kart 8's roster is fine, but there's no reason to go to it now because of Deluxe. In 2005, Mario Kart DS was released on the Nintendo DS, and its gimmick was being a handheld Mario Kart that was 3D, which is revolutionary, kinda, not really. The roster is actually beautiful. It has 64's roster plus Daisy and Waluigi. The newcomers are Drybones and fucking Rob, though toy during the NES era makes their first playable and only playable debut. That is in Mario Kart, because 3 years later they became a fighter in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Also, there was a little thing that the DS had where you or a friend could download a game from each other only to play a multiplayer mode. And the person who had to download the game could only play as Shy Guy, which was pretty funny, but also sad that you couldn't play as them. This is basically the first game, but more. There were 2 more characters, Waluigi and Mechi from Tamagotchi, which was cool. Okay, moving on.
Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix Deluxe.
Okay, never mind. In 2014, this game was released in arcades all around America, and it is the most recent game in the Arcade GP series. This game could connect to the internet, and some updates were made, adding new characters. Some characters got skins, like Mario could have a Tanuki suit, or Luigi could have an ice power-up, though unfortunately these were Japan only. Funnily enough, this game is still getting updates only in Japan to this very day. Oh yeah, the roster. It has your standard characters, but there's also Pac-Man, though unfortunately he uses his Ghostly Adventures model, which a lot of people despise, and a new Namco character, Kazuya Mishima. I'm just kidding, it was Don Chan from a game called Taiko no Tatsujin. It was a Japanese rhythm game about drums. Also, this image is pretty funny. Alright, these are the last 3 games, starting with... Released in 2017 on the Switch, Deluxe added many things that are pretty cool. Better battle mode, you could hold 2 items like in Double Dash, new items, and the coolest thing of all, new characters. It brought back King Boo, Bowser Jr., Drybones, and introduced the Inklings from Splatoon. It also gives you all characters including DLC from the get-go. The only character to unlock is Gold Mario. Also, more DLC is currently being made that adds new tracks and new characters. At the time of making this, 4 characters have been added. Birdo, Petey Piranha, Wiggler, and Kamek is finally playable in a home console Mario Kart in memory of SML. I'm sorry, that joke was stupid. This character roster is pretty good, but there's still a lot of filler. Like, seriously, adding Birdo as DLC is just kind of stupid. Aside from that, this would objectively be the best roster, but to me, this is the 3rd best. Released in 2003, this whole game's gimmick centered around swapping characters mid-race to use an item, and this roster is absolutely beautiful. It adds so many newcomers. Daisy, Waluigi, Birdo, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, Paratroopa, Diddy Kong, Bowser Jr., Toadette as a whole new character. This was her debut. Petey Piranha and King Boo, gay lovers brought back in Mario Kart 8. Such a beautiful love story. Also, picking a character actually makes a difference because each character has an exclusive item only they can use. And good news, you can actually use them in-game! Huh, who would have thunk it? Except for Petey and King Boo, they just use everyone's items like the bastards they are. Point is, this roster is god tier, but there's still one left to cover, and I think you know what's next. That's right, baby. Released in 2008 on the Wii, this game's gimmick was being hard as hell. Oh, and motion controls. Don't forget motion controls. This game's roster is absolutely perfect in my opinion. The newcomers are Baby Peach and Daisy, which, to be honest, I hate them, especially Baby Daisy. Rosalina and Luma. Luma actually appears in this game, and I don't get why they removed them at 8. 7 I get, probably due to hardware limitations, but 8? Dry Bowser, and the best character in every Mario Kart game, Funky Kong. This dude is so f***ing cool, and the fact that he is the best character in this game is cool in and of itself. The rest of the characters are mostly from Double Dash, which is one of the best rosters, only removing PD, which is okay, I guess. Side tangent, I love the way everyone is aligned. I could say the same about Double Dash, where everyone is with their partner. It's kind of the same deal with Mario Kart Wii, and I just love that there's a Donkey Kong row and a Bowser row. It all just connects perfectly, and that's what I like about it. This image of everyone congratulating you is so beautiful, and this image wouldn't be as satisfying without the good character choices Nintendo picked. Also, the Miis are here. So that was my ranking of all Mario Kart rosters, but we aren't done yet. No. Time to show my dream Mario Kart roster. In 3, 2, 1. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Rosalina, Yoshi, Toad, Koopa, Troopa, Shy Guy, Lakitu, Toadette, King Boo, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Metal Mario, Wario, Waluigi, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Bowser, Bowser Jr., Dry Bowser, Dry Bones, Inkling, Link, Villager, Isabelle, me, Birdo, Petey Piranha, Kamek, Wiggler, Paratroopa, Pauline, Nabbit, and King Babam. There we go. Except I'm still not done. These are characters I don't think would ever happen or just not necessary, but I still want seeing. Starting with Rob, Poochie, Hammerbro, Professor Egad, Toadsworth, King K. Rool, Kirby, Samus, Captain Falcon, Pac-Man, and finally, Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. Yeah, this is a crazy ass roster I want, but again, that last bit I wouldn't think is necessary to make it good. Just thinking it's fun. The things I like about character roster of Mario Kart is obviously the characters, but not only that, I like the emblems, I like the head icons, I like the different colors the carts change to. It's also neat seeing the absurd wacky characters or the many different crossovers. It's also fun to fantasize at what new character could be brought and the hype behind seeing a character you want so badly finally getting in. The Mario franchise is huge and is only expanding further. Point is, these characters are cool as hell, although some are definitely better than the others. That's it. Thank you for watching. Okay, goodbye.
Look how much longer it takes to select Wario.